25. Sunny and warmer on Sunday with a high of 57. Showers likely late Sunday night after midnight, the low around 41. Mostly cloudy on Monday with showers likely and a high of 57. From the KTC Broadcasting Weather Center, I'm Johnny Cottle for WOHS and WCSL.
The time is now to stop into Orr's Supermarket and Broad River Hams in Shelby for everything you need for your Christmas meal. Order your Broad River Hams, spiral sliced and honey spiced. Halves and quarter pounds are now available. Plus fresh Boston butts, market sausage, Hunter's liver mush, market bacon and pork bellies. Sweet potatoes are 69 cents a pound, and Tavern boneless hams, whole or half-pound dinner bell style. It's all at Orr's Supermarket and Broad River Hams, 1026 East Marion Street in Shelby. Call 704-487-4377 or find them on Facebook too.
Currently from the KTC Broadcasting Studios, it's
5:30, and the temperature is?
Bring home the Honda of your dreams during the Happy Honda Day sales event at Renato Honda in Shelby. Now, pay no interest, make no payments for 90 days, and make no down payment. Buy a new 2025 Honda HR-V Sport all-wheel drive, just $345 a month, or the 2025 Honda Civic Sedan 4-door Sport for only $370 a month. Come in now for all the details during the Happy Honda Day sales event at Renato Honda, 4421 East Dixon Boulevard in Shelby, online at renatohonda.com. The Pete's Fish Box food truck is ready to roll. That's right. Pete's Fish Box now is a food truck and will come to your special event. Just give them a call at 704-802-4015. That's 704-802-4015. Give Pete's Fish Box a try. You're going to love it. My favorite is the salt and pepper catfish. Also perch, flounder, chicken tenders, and Friday is Frog Leg Friday. Walk up or drive through Pete's Fish Box, 116 West 1st Street in Cherryville. Open 3 to 8 p.m. Wednesday through Saturday. That's Pete's Fish Box in Cherryville.
Before you buy insurance, call and compare at Witherspoon Insurance in Shelby, featuring names like Progressive, National General, and State Auto. They do it all. Auto, home, life, health, commercial, motorcycle, RVs, golf carts, and indemnity bonds with low down payments. Call 704-480-9595 or drop by their office at 125 North Lafayette Street in Shelby, right across from First Baptist Church. Serving Cleveland County since 1986. Online at WitherspoonInsurance.com.
You hear them pads going clack, 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 clack. You hear them clicks going tap, tap, tap.
704 beats by Alex J.
Yeah. First and 10. We in the trenches. You like the water cooler. You be on the benches. Think your team better, but they lack skill. First snap, I lay your backs in the backfield. Your quarterback scared, I see it in his eyes. Set that receiver in motion, that's just a disguise. My linebackers, they stepping up. Clog the hole, no letting up. Taking on no big blocks. On fourth down, we get big stops. My secondary is balling out. Your offense keeps stalling out. How many yards? Like none at all. Come special teams, come punt the ball and it's gone. And you never see me fair catch. I get a block and then I'm gone like a Lear jet. My helmet on, pass strap tight. My jersey shining in them Friday night lights. Win, win, we just came to win. Win, win, we just came to win. Friday night lights. Friday night lights. Win, win. We just came to win. Win. We must protect this house. I'm in a huddle talking to the Hawks. We gonna run it down their throat soon as we get the ball. Come out and fire off the ball. We going on one. My skill position so proficient. Break for long runs. Come out running that option. That mean I got the option to keep that or pitch that. Defense they gotta fix that. Four receivers we spread them out in the shotgun. Hot reads I got some. My tight end so awesome. Touchdowns I toss some. We score 6, scoreboard that score 6. Respect the ball, we protect the ball. We don't fumble, no throw picks. I feed my linemen pancakes, so all they blocks are pancakes. Push you around like all night. End of the game, get your handshakes, huh? My helmet on, pass strap tight. My jersey shining in them Friday night lights. Win, win, We just came to win. 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 We just came to win. Friday night lights. Friday night lights. Win. Win. We just came to win. 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 We must protect this house.
And welcome to another Friday night here on KTC Broadcastings with the Witherspoon Insurance of Shelby pregame show with Kevin, Shannon, and Alan, and Dennis. Davis. Sorry, when I was like, wait a minute, that is Shannon, and
Alan.
Yeah, I don't. I don't.
It's your plural.
It's
JP, have you been in the Christmas eggnog already?
No, it was a long day.
When I used to get in trouble in school, Shannon, the teachers, they'd go, Kevin, y'all stop talking. I'm like, when did I get plural?
Yeah,
like, there's someone else over here talking too. Like, what are you talking about, y'all? Well, good evening, everybody. Welcome to the Witherspoon Insurance of Shelby pregame show, kickoff show, guys. We're ready to kick off the 4th round of the North Carolina Prep Football Playoffs. We've got, 16 games left in the state of North Carolina. 1 through 4A, 2 games in the East and 2 games in the West still left over. We're about to go through and let everybody know who's still alive tonight, who's playing who, and then we're going to go over our broadcast tonight. We got 2 broadcasts. The North Lincoln Knights tonight are the Hickory Red Tornadoes. We got them on the radio and on YouTube audio. And then Monroe at Shelby tonight, audio only. Radio only audio on WHS 101.5 and 1390 AM. So there's our games that we're going to broadcast tonight. I'm going to turn over for just a second to Shannon and Dennis and let you guys know who's playing tonight. Shannon, you got the 1 and the 3. Dennis, the 2 and the 4. How about that?
All right, that'll work.
It works.
All right, in the 1A, you've got Corvian Community out of Charlotte. They'll be traveling to play at Mount Airy. That's a 5 versus 1 matchup. This is the 1A. Then you have the Murphy Bulldogs sitting at number 3. They're traveling to Mountain Heritage, the number 2 seed out of the West. And in the eastern side of the state, in 1A, you've got the Pender Patriots traveling to play the Tarboro Vikings. And you have the number 10 Lakewood Leopards. They're traveling to number 3 Wilson Prep Tigers. And now for the 3A, North Lincoln, Kevin just mentioned, number 10 seed, they're traveling over to Hickory to face a conference opponent in the Hickory Red Tornadoes, the number 3 seed. West Charlotte at number 8 will be going up I-85, going to Dudley up in Greensboro to play the number 5 Dudley Panthers. And in the eastern side of the state, Jacksonville Cardinals at number 12 will be traveling to Havelock to play the number 1 seed, the Havelock Rams. And the big surprise down east, the number 30 or the 30th seed, J.H. Rose Rampants. I guess that's how you say that.
Yep.
They will be traveling to Fayetteville to take on the number 2 seed, 71st Falcons.
Don't you remember, Shannon, that was in the Star Spangled Banner?
Or the Ramparts
Yeah,
they want.
that's Ramparts, not Rampants.
Sorry, I tried. I did my best.
It's close.
I did my best. That's all I got for you.
Samsonite.
All right.
That's my dad joke of the night.
Over in the 2A, in beautiful, scenic Shelby, we have the Monroe Redhawks coming to town, taking on the number 2 Shelby Golden Lions. That should be a slobber knocker. Look for some skilled, high-speed, quick athletes on both sides. And Monroe just sent their defensive back to Michigan.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know how much that cost them, but he went to
Cool
Michigan.
million.
A cool million.
Cool, man.
Excuse me, just
It did.
a moment.
Had to fire Dennis.
Yeah.
Fire Dennis there, Shannon.
All right, so Dennis gets his phone there. Also in the are you ready now? You want to take it?
Well, let me cut this off.
Okay. Well, I'll do the next one. Forest Hills, the number 13 seed. They will be traveling up the mountain to take on the Brevard Blue Devils, the number 9 seed, and that's the two games here in the West.
Okay. I'm back in the saddle here. The Keenan Tigers, a 12 seed, goes over to the Northeastern Eagles, which are the number 1 seed. And that's going to be an interesting game right there. The Kinston Vikings will go down to Whiteville, and I don't know if my old buddy Dwight's still down there. He coached for many years down in Whiteville. And then we go to the 4A. We've got the Huff Huskies taking on the Grinsley Whirlies in Greensboro. Now, these are two really good teams, and it's going to be a slobber knocker, and we'll come back and talk more about it later. East Forsyth Eagles are traveling to Weddington, and we'll see how that one comes out and talk about it in just a little while. The Hoggard Vikings, a number 3 seed, are going to the Cardinal Gibbons Crusaders, who are the number 2 seed. So that should be a close one. And the Roseville Rams are taking on the Cleveland Rams. My prediction is the Rams will win that game.
The Rams are going to win it. One of those Rams will win. Yeah, so there's a lot of interesting games tonight. A lot of good matchups, exciting matchups, probably in each classification.
In each East and West.
Yeah, in these
we'll have some good games.
Yeah, especially here in the West, especially like in 1A, you got Corvian traveling, and they this is their first year going this far in the playoffs, traveling up to Mount Airy to play the defending state champs and the Mount Airy Granite Bears. And then the big matchup in 3A, we obviously know was West Charlotte and Dudley, and that may be the game of the night statewide.
And we'll come back and get your prediction on those in a little while. May have some surprises in our predictions.
Yeah, there will be. I can tell you that. There's going to be some surprises.
All right, folks, we've got tonight on the broadcast both our games you can find on YouTube. If you have the YouTube app, go to the KDC broadcasting channel, this show, and the Red Zone channel up next. And the post-game show, you can watch this all on YouTube. So if you hear us talking about what we're looking at, we've got highlights for you guys. That's what we're talking about. Is you can watch this show live on YouTube. Go to KTC Broadcasting, this show. Then we have Red Zone Channel Radio with some highlights from both of our games tonight. And then we will have the post-game show with the highlights from both the games tonight. Of course, with Will Boykins and Steve Gree will join us on the post-game show. That will be 10 to 11:45. That's brought to you by Full Throttle Power Sports in Lowell. Go over and get you ATVs, jet skis, and more for Christmas time, guys. This show, of course, brought to you by the Witherspoon Insurance of Shelby. And we're going to get ready. We're going to be eating our pregame meal soon from Pete's Fish Box of Cherville. They're open Wednesday through Saturdays, 3 to 8 p.m., 704-802-4015. Give them a call. All right, guys. You can also listen to the North Lincoln and Hickory game on 92.9 FM and 1590 AM, KDCBroadcasting.com as well. 4 different ways to listen to that game and 4 different ways to listen to Monroe at Shelby. KDCBroadcasting.com on YouTube, 1390 AM and 101.5 FM. So 4 ways to listen to both games. If you can't figure it out, give us a call to studio, 704-435-2845. We'll talk you through it. JP will try to talk you through it. I have mercy on you. But if not, me or Calvin will get on the phone. So we'll go from there. Let's take a quick break, and we come back. We'll do our updated power poll, and we'll look back over the brackets and more on KDCBroadcasting.com.
The Pete's Fish Box food truck is ready to roll. That's right. Pete's Fish Box now is a food truck and will come to your special event. Just give them a call at 704-802-4015. That's 704-802-4015. Give Pete's Fish Box a try. You're going to love it. My favorite is the salt and pepper catfish. Also perch, flounder, chicken tenders, and Friday is Frog Leg Friday. Walk up or drive through Pete's Fish Box, 116 West 1st Street in Cherryville. Open 3 to 8 p.m. Wednesday through Saturday. That's Pete's Fish Box in Cherryville.
Before you buy insurance, call and compare at Witherspoon Insurance in Shelby, featuring names like Progressive, National General, and State Auto. They do it all. Auto, home, life, health, commercial, motorcycle, RVs, golf carts, and indemnity bonds with low down payments. Call 704-480-9595 or drop by their office at 125 North Lafayette Street in Shelby, right across from First Baptist Church. Serving Cleveland County since 1986. Online at WitherspoonInsurance.com.
For over 56 years, Love's Fish Box has been serving this area with the finest in seafood, and the tradition continues today. You'll enjoy great food in their rustic dining room. Bring the family out. There's something for everyone on the menu, from fish to chicken to steak to salad, sandwiches, and more. Try their after 4 p.m. specials with all the trimmings. On Tuesday, Alaskan white for $7.95. Wednesday, beef tips $10.95. Thursdays, hamburger steak $7.95. Love's Fish Box, 1104 Shelby Road, Highway 74 Business West, Kings Mountain. Online at lovesfishbox.net and like them on Facebook too. The new showroom is now open at Wind Supply of Shelby. For your bath or kitchen, you'll love what you see. City Oasis tub showers or the Maidstone freestanding tubs. Also Delta and Moen faucets. Whether you're building or remodeling, see Wind Supply of Shelby for your bath and kitchen. And they carry the famous line of Milwaukee tools. Open 10 to 6 Monday through Friday. Call 704-482-8871 for Wind Supply of Shelby. 208 West Dixon Boulevard in Shelby. Online at windsupplyinc.com. Hometown Hardware in Kings Mountain wishes you an extra Merry Christmas, full of laughter, love, and fun. That's what they wish for each and every one of you. Christmas is a beautiful time for the joy of sharing, for the hope of peace, and the remembering special clients like you. We wish you a wonderful holiday season. Merry Christmas to all of you from everyone at Hometown Hardware, 110 South Railroad Avenue in Kings Mountain.
Merry Christmas to all from everyone at Reed Lindsay State Farm Insurance Agency in Shelby. The joy of love, the joy of peace, the joy of health, the joy of prosperity. May they all come to you this holiday time. Everyone at Reed Lindsay State Farm Insurance Agency in Shelby sends you holiday greetings with every good wish for the upcoming new year. Merry Christmas to all from everyone at Reed Lindsay State Farm Insurance Agency, 1671 East Dixon Boulevard in Shelby, online at reedlindsay.com.
From our family to yours, everyone at TRT Trailer Sales in Lincoln want to take this time and wish you a very Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year. May your hearts be filled with the joy of Christ, and may your home be filled with the reason for the season. Let us all rejoice in the birth of our Lord. Again, Merry Christmas to you and your family from everyone at TRT Trailer Sales, 3302 Gastonia Highway, exit 20, 321 Bypass in Lincoln. Online at trttrailersales.com.
And we're back on the Witherspoon Insurance pregame show with Kevin, Shannon, and Dennis. They're going to be talking about some of our 16 games in the area, or at least I know about the fourth round. But
Well, JP, you can start reading that screen anytime you want, telling everybody about all the games and everything. Right. I mean, not now, but I'm just saying if you ever feel the need to, you can. Well, good evening, everybody. We're going to the Witherspoon Insurance of Shelby pregame show. We're going to talk about some of the 4As and the 1As. We've got playoffs games to cover in the 2s and 3s, and we'll talk about those matchups and some down east stuff we don't really know much about here in just a few minutes. But first, we're going to go over our updated power poll. If you don't know, well, not a poll, our standings. If you don't know about it, the way it works, you get points for victories and lose points for losses. So you get 1 point for a 1A victory, 2 for a 2, 3 for a 3, a 4 for a 4. You lose 1 point for a, let's start up. You lose 0 points for a 4A loss, 1 point for a 3A loss, 2 for a 2, and 3 for a 1A loss. So where we're at right now, we got 40 teams that we cover in our area. And for the folks watching at home, you can see most of those right now. I'm going to read 40 through 26 real quick. Thomas Jefferson at 40, West Caldwell 39, Highland Tech 38, 37 Cherville, 36 Chase, 35 Polk County, 34 Newton Conover, 33 East Burke, 32 Fred T. Ford, 31 Forest View, 30 Mountain Island Charter, 29 St. Stephen's, 28 Kramer, 27 East Gaston, and 26 West Iredale. So tiebreakers are head-to-heads and defensive points allowed, folks. Once you've been knocked out of the playoffs, you get knocked back into the poll. You don't lose any points, though, for playoff losses, so there's some of the asterisks that go along with it. So we got 5 teams still alive. I'll let Shannon read 25 through 21.
You got North Gaston at number 25, finished the season at 3-7. At number 24, Bessemer City, they finished the season at 6-5. RS Central at number 23, they finished the season 4-7. They had 1 power point. Hendersonville finished the season 22nd at 5-5. They had 3 power points. And Hunter Huss finished 4-6 on the year and had 6 power points.
All right, Dennis.
All right, at number 20, we have West Lincoln. They finished the season at 6-5. At number 19, we have North Iredell. They finished the season at 4-6. At number 18, Lincolnton finished the season at 6-5. At number 17, we have Community School of Davidson, which finished at 9-4. And then at number 16, we have the Burns Bulldogs, which finished the season at 8-4.
All right, Jen.
Number 15, East Rutherford finished the season at 8-4, 11 power points. At number 14, Bandies, they finished the season at 7-4 with 12 power points. At number 13, Maiden finished the season at 8-4 with 12 power points. Bunker Hill at number 12 finished the season 9-3 with 18 power points. And at number 11, East Lincoln, they finished the season 7-3 and they had 19 power points.
And now for the top 10. At number 10, we have Kings Mountain with 24 power points and 9-3 record. And at number 9, we have the South Point Red Raiders with 28 power points, a 9-2 record. At number 8, we have the Ashbrook Green Wave at 26 power points and a 10-3 record. And at number 7, we have the Crest Chargers with 27 power points, a 10-3 record. And at number 6, we have the Statesville Greyhounds with 28 power points and a 9-2 record.
All right, guys. So that leaves us our top 5 teams in the PowerPoint standings. Who's left? That's who we have left in the playoffs. We have Brevard, Shelby, Corvion, North Lincoln, and Hickory. And we're going to go in that order. Brevard, number 5 with 18 power points, 10-2 on the season. Shelby, 19 at 12-2. Corvion Community, 23 power points at 13-0. And then you got our matchup tonight. North Lincoln, number 2 with 33 power points at 11-1. Their only loss to the Hickory Red Tornadoes, who they'll face tonight with 39 power points, 13-0 on the season. Hickory's gave up 171 points on the season. North Lincoln's give up 292 on the season. So there's your top 5. So when they do lose, they will settle it back in, or if they lose, they'll settle back in. If you do win the state championship, you stay on top of the poll no matter how many points you end up with there. So these guys still got a chance. We got some teams in our area still with a chance to win the state championship. We're excited about that. All right, Dennis and Shannon, we're going to do a quick previews of the 4A. 4A. Let's go to the 4A. We're going to start there, folks. We don't cover the 4A much, so we're going to go to them and give you a little bit of what we got. Don't have much because especially for the East teams, but we'll give you, like we always say, what we got. We're going to start in the East. Roseville at Cleveland is 5-1, and Hoggard at Cardinal Gibbons is number 3 at number 2. Shannon, what you got on, or I'll start with Dennis on that one. Dennis, Roseville at Cleveland. What's your notes on that?
Well, you have number 5, Roseville, which has a 12-1 record, and they have to travel to number 1, Cleveland, which is 13-0. And in this particular matchup tonight, Roseville is favored by 19. Consider that. Cleveland is number 1, undefeated, and yet the number 5 seed, which is 12-1, is favored by 19 points in that game. Number 3, Hoggard, is at number 2, Cardinal Gibbons. Now, that's a real matchup right there. Hoggard is 12-1. Cardinal Gibbons is 11-1. But Cardinal Gibbons is favored by 2 touchdowns, 14. So we'll see how that one shakes out. Shannon, you want to?
I will give you one quick note. Roseville has played Cardinal Gibbons. Roseville won 30-27 in that matchup, to give you that idea. Grimsley's also played these teams too. All these teams, it looks like, have played each other that we got left. Real quick, I want to check on the Hoggard matchup, see if they've actually played Cardinal Gibbons this year, and they have not. Hoggard, they played Roseville already. So Hoggard beat Roseville. No, Roseville beat Hoggard in that overtime, 30-27. So there's your common matchups together, Shannon, before you get your notes and picks together.
Well, I don't have many. As far as Hoggard at Cardinal Gibbons is going to be that team that's always, they're like your Charlotte Catholic down east. They're right there at North Carolina State. Their whole school was basically right beside right beside the football field at State. I can't remember the name of the football stadium, but
Carter Finley.
Carter Finley, yeah. So that's but Cardinal Gibbons is usually the one that comes out. They always play teams close. I think they win tonight at home. Hoggard may have a great team. I don't know, but Cardinal Gibbons at home is always pretty tough, and I think they'll win at least by 1 touchdown.
By the way, I understand that State is going to change the name of that football field. It's one of those give us a generous donation and we'll call it Kevin Hastings Field or something.
Right. And then
might need a loan for that one.
Yeah, then Rosewood, Cleveland. I have, Cleveland. I've heard about them this year, how good they were. I know their quarterback has committed to East Tennessee State with the former Gardner Webb coach Trey Lamb.
Yeah,
he committed earlier last week. Cleveland is going to be tough. I know they're athletic. They're going to be hard to beat at home, and they're just on a roll. I'm looking forward to the next week's matchup between Cardinal Gibbons and Cleveland. So I think Cleveland wins tonight. I say they win by 14 over Roseville.
Well, how is Roseville picked by 19 over Cardinal Gibbons?
They don't play Cardinal Gibbons. They play Cleveland.
Oh, Cleveland.
There you go.
How are they picked by?
I don't know.
I just wondered because they're a 5 seed and Cleveland's a 1 seed.
They may be better.
Hoggard beat
no
Cleveland by 3 earlier this year too, so I did find another matchup between these two teams.
Hoggard's played everybody.
So these teams all played each other, but except the team they're playing each other tonight. They've all played each other. It looks like.
Okay.
If that gives you any insight on that. Hoggard scored 490 this year, and they've gave up 194. And then looking over at Roseville and Cleveland real quick. Cleveland this year, they scored 493, so 3 more points there than Hoggard, and they gave up 253, so a little bit leakier defense. That was Cleveland. I wrote down Roseville there. Let's see what Roseville is. I'll switch those in a minute. Roseville, whoo, guys, they scored 639 points this year and gave up 138. So there you go, Dennis, on that information.
Yeah, they may beat Cleveland tonight. Give them all they want.
All right, let's look over here in the West. East Forsyth, the 13th seed, will face the number 15 seed Weddington Warriors. Dennis, what you got on that one?
Well, I've got East Forsyth as the number 3 seed. They're 13-0. They're coming to Weddington, who's the number 2 seed at 12-0. I know a little something about Weddington. They've had great teams in the past. Since they're not playing 3A, I'm not as familiar with them as we were before. When Catholic and Weddington were in the 3A section, you knew that was going to be 2 teams that were going to battle it out, and you had to go through them to get to the finals. East Forsyth, 13-0. Well, tonight they're going to be 13-1 because Weddington is playing at home and they're favored by 9.
Yeah, East Forsyth comes in averaging 51. They're giving up 17. Now in the playoffs, they defeated Butler, West Forsyth, and Mooresville. But in their schedule, they're 13-0. Obviously, they seem to have problems stopping teams who seem to be just as good as they are because their scores are not lopsided. They're pretty consistent scores. The main weapon for East Forsyth is a receiver named J.P. Gilchrist. He leads the team in touchdowns, and he also has over 1,000 yards receiving. Now, Weddington's averaging 40, giving up 8 in the playoffs. They defeated A.L. Brown, Sun Valley, and Northern Guilford. But they do have a common opponent in Butler. Weddington defeated Butler on September 13th, 27-19. East Forsyth defeated Butler in the first round of the playoffs, 35-30. So this game will come down to which team gets that one stop that propels their team to get that go-ahead score. And I like Weddington at home. I'm saying 49-38 because it will be a shootout because there's some good players. And, just the athletes East Forsyth will probably, I think, be more athletic. But I think Weddington, again, home field advantage this time of year is big. And I think that's going to help Weddington out a lot.
Well, the funny thing about Weddington is their football team is made up of a lot of preppy guys, and you wouldn't expect them to be that tough, but they usually have very good skill positions: quarterback, wide receivers, running backs, and we'll see how that goes. Then we've got number 5 Huff, which is 12-1, at number 1 Grimsley, which is 13-0. And this is supposed to be a slobber knocker because Grimsley's only favored by 1 in this particular game.
You're listening to The Boss, WHS, Shelby, North Carolina.
Okay, well, you just heard the boss there. I've got this game with Huff and Grimsley. I've got Huff at 27 and Grimsley at 28.
So you got it by 1 point.
I got it by 1 point.
That's what I got too. It's one. I think this is your championship game.
Yeah.
These two teams. One of these two teams, I think, will win the 4A state championship. Huff enters the games averaging 47, giving up 7 in the playoffs. They defeated South Iredale, Independence, and Mallard Creek. And in those 3 games combined, Huff only gave up 3 points. Their only loss came back on August 23rd against Northwestern. That was the first game of the year. They lost 45-44. They also played a West Charlotte team that's still in the playoffs, and Huff defeated them 40-14. They have a quarterback, Trey Blakeney. He has 39 touchdowns, has a QB rating of 134. So Huff's pretty good. All right, there's no doubt. Now, Grimsley, they're the number 1 seed in the 4A, and they defeated Western Guilford, Southeastern Guilford, and Charlotte Catholic to get to this point. They're averaging 49 points, giving up 9 a game. They have a quarterback, Faison Brandon. He was just named a North Carolina Gatorade Player of the Year, and he's just a junior. He has 27 touchdown passes, but their main go-to guys are running back Mitchell Summers. He has 43 touchdowns on the year. I think, again, just like the other game we were talking about, I think that one stop, which team's going to be able to stop the other one? I think Huff is going to have the advantage over Grimsley. Even though they're playing it up in Greensboro, I think Huff is a pretty darn good football team.
Yeah.
And I've got them winning 42-41 in a shootout.
Well, you've got an old Cleveland County buddy of mine, Chris Hawk, who's coaching down there at Huff. So, Chris, we wish you luck. I did have in this Grimsley by 1, but that could easily reverse.
Yeah.
All right, guys. When we come back, we'll talk 1A football and look at some highlights from last week and preview some of the other games in the East here on KDCBroadcasting.com.
North Carolina, your beach oldies and sports stations. Online at KDCBroadcasting.com.
From the KTC Broadcasting Weather Center, here's your forecast for Cleveland and Gaston counties. Clear skies tonight, the low around 19. Sunshine on Saturday, the high near 48. Clear for Saturday night, the low 25. Sunny and warmer on Sunday with a high of 57. Showers likely late Sunday night after midnight, the low around 41. Mostly cloudy on Monday with showers likely and a high of 57. From the KTC Broadcasting Weather Center, I'm Johnny Cottle for WOHS and WCSL.
Making special wishes in the very warmest of ways that all things good and beautiful will find you this holiday season. This wish from everyone at Bill Schubert Heating and Air in Shelby. From the moment it begins until the season's done, here's hoping that your holiday is a very happy one. Merry Christmas to all from everyone at Bill Schubert Heating and Air Conditioning, located at 213 Campbell Street in Shelby.
Currently from the KTC Broadcasting Studios, it's
6.
The Pete's Fish Box food truck is ready to roll. That's right. Pete's Fish Box now is a food truck and will come to your special event. Just give them a call at 704-802-4015. That's 704-802-4015. Give Pete's Fish Box a try. You're going to love it. My favorite is the salt and pepper catfish. Also perch, flounder, chicken tenders, and Friday is Frog Leg Friday. Walk up or drive through. Pete's Fish Box, 116 West 1st Street in Cherryville. Open 3 to 8 p.m. Wednesday through Saturday. That's Pete's Fish Box in Cherryville. Merry Christmas from your Main Street lender. That's Universal Finance at 141 West Main Street in downtown Forest City. See them about a Christmas loan with loan amounts from $500 to $25,000. All kinds of loans are available with flexible terms to fit your budget. And now make no payment till January. And if you come by Monday through Friday before 5 p.m., you'll get a free gift from Universal Finance, your Main Street lender, 141 West Main Street in Forest City, online at ufi-nc.com. All loans subject to credit lending guidelines. Check out the Thanksgiving holiday meal deals at the Western Steer Steaks Buffet and Bakery in Newton. Let them do the cooking. Feed up to 8 people with their $99 special, including 3 pounds of turkey or ham, dressing and gravy, 2 sides, and a dozen rolls. Or feed up to 20 people for $249.99. 7 pounds of turkey or ham, dressing and gravy, 2 sides, and 2 dozen rolls. Orders must be in by November 20th. Call 704-325-3926 for the Western Steers Steaks Buffet and Bakery, 334 Southwest Boulevard in Newton.
And we're back on the round 4 of the Witherspoon Insurance Shelby pregame show with Kevin and the guys.
Good
evening.
Evening, JP. Well, we're going to get started up back in the 1A. We're going to look towards the east. We get to talk about some of these teams we never get to talk about. See some of the logos and folks we don't see much. Then there's also some that we have heard of. You ever heard Tarboro, Shannon?
Yeah, Shelby played them in the state championship.
That was a rhetorical question. They host Pender. They're the 1 seed hosting the 4 seed out east, and then Wilson Prep Tigers will be hosting the Lakewood Leopards. So you got the Lakewood Leopards at the Wilson Prep Tigers and the Pender Patriots at Tarboro Vikings in the east. And then when we get to the west in a minute, Murphy at Mountain Heritage and Corvion at Mount Airy. But we'll start in the east. Dennis, what you got on those?
Okay, 1A East. Let's start with number 4, Pender, which is 10-3. They're going over to number 1, Tarboro, which is 11-1. Tarboro's favored by 30, and I'll be honest with you, I'm giving Tarboro the victory in that one, 40-10.
Yeah, Tarboro, how do I describe them? I know what they used to be. They're like just nothing but athletes. I mean, that's all they are. And it's when you're at a smaller school like that, like a Cherville or, even a Bessemer City. I mean, you don't think that Tarboro and Corvion would be a great ball game.
Yeah.
If they can make it that far. But yeah, Tarboro, Pender, I don't have a clue who that is or where they are, but Tarboro is going to destroy them. I'm gonna say 40. I'm gonna say it's gonna be a shutout, 42-0 over Pender.
Okay.
You got a spread on that, Dennis? You got those?
Oh yeah, I gave you the spread on that one. It's
30.
Tarboro by 30, and I had them. Let's see, Tarboro 40 and Pender 10.
You can give Pender the 30 right now, and it's still not even gonna be close.
So Tarboro scored 614 points this year and gave up 110. So they're averaging, whatever you want to do on the math, that in 12 games. Pender, on their end, scored 684 more than Tarboro and gave up 237 more than Tarboro. And they're from Burgaw, North Carolina. Shannon, you ever been to Burgaw, North Carolina?
No, I don't even know.
Dennis, you know where Burgaw is?
I used to, but I forgot it.
Golly.
Been to Terrell or whatever it's called, South Carolina. Burgaw, that's near Asheboro, isn't it? Close. It's got to be. Everything's near Asheboro.
East of Raleigh.
It is the county seat of Pender County.
Yeah.
It is part of the Wilmington, North Carolina Metropolitan Statistical Area. So there you go. Your Wilmington area is Burgaw County. So now you know something. That's where Pender's got. Pender's got the Tarboro tonight. So Wilmington, they don't got nothing for them, Shannon?
No.
All right. Dennis, what did you say in that one? You said Tarboro too?
Yeah, Tarboro. I gave it a score of 40-10 Tarboro.
All right, so that sets up the Lakewood Leopards at the Wilson Prep Tigers. What's the spread on those, Dennis?
Okay, you got the Lakewood number 10 seeded Tigers or Leopards. They're 10-3, and they go over to the number 3 Wilson Prep, which is 11-1, and Wilson Prep is favored by 15. I've got that score at Wilson Prep 32 and Lakewood 14.
Yeah, again, this is two teams I have not a clue about. You got to go with the higher seed on this one too, because they're number 3 seed for a reason, and I would say 28-14 over Lakewood.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, y'all ready for the West?
Yeah.
Murphy, at Mountain Heritage. The Murphy Bulldogs, the 3 seed, headed over to Mountain Heritage. Dennis, what you got in this one?
Well, Murphy's the number 3 seed. They're 12-1 this year. And they go to the number 2 seed, Mountain Heritage, which is 11-0. Now, we were talking about a while ago, some of these teams and their rankings and their settings and everything, and this looks like one that could be really close. Mountain Heritage is favored by 15, Shannon.
Mm-hmm.
I've got this one with Mountain Heritage 32, Murphy 20.
Yeah, Mountain Heritage, they have a quarterback named Brandon Quinn, and he's their main weapon. He does more damage when he runs the ball versus throwing the ball. He has over 1,600 yards on the ground, leads the team in touchdowns as well. As Murphy comes in, I think, they're averaging 34, giving up 16. They've got a nice 1-2 combination with Brady Grant, their quarterback, over 1,100 yards passing, and then they have a running back, Cameron Clem. He has right over 1,400 yards rushing. I tell you the truth, I like Murphy in this one. I mean, I know they didn't have a hard road to get here with Highland Tech, Christ the King, but they did beat Robbinsville. Mountain Heritage, I don't even know if I got it. Yeah, they beat North Stokes, Hayesville, and East Wilkes to get to this game. When you only have one player that's 95% of your offense, that'll work until you get to the late in the playoffs.
Yep.
And I think that's where Murphy's going to stop them, because he's going to be their focal point, and they'll have the people to stop him. I got Murphy winning this one 24-21 on the road.
Missed that one.
What?
Mountain Heritage this year, you skipped over in their schedule. I don't know if you caught it. Defeated the 3A West number 1 overall seed this year.
Irvin.
Chip Carter's Irvin Warriors.
Well, let's hold on a minute on that. And this one is for Chip.
They beat this 1A school, Shannon, beat the number 1 overall 3A Western seed, is all I'm saying.
And then they just got walked last week.
That has nothing to do with
up
what
and
Mountain
down the
Heritage
mountain.
did with Irwin.
This is for Chip Carter. Last week, Irwin lost to West Charlotte by a score of 58-0.
Yeah. Yeah, they didn't even have a chance. I think Mountain Heritage, I do believe they're good. They're undefeated for a reason, but just because you beat Irwin, how good was Irwin? Yeah, and I know
they were the number 1 seed.
Yeah, okay.
Why I don't know.
Yeah, they don't.
I think Chip Carter must have voted several times in that poll.
Probably so. But I do. I think I think they'll give Mountain Heritage all they want, because Murphy's going to be a tough team. They're going to be just as physical as Mountain Heritage, and they're going to be able to I think they'll be able to stop them. They'll be able to stop the quarterback, the Quinn kid, and then again, he could run wild. I don't know, but I've got Murphy winning that one. But Dennis, our next game, I think is going to be the game to watch in 1A, and that is Corvian Community will be traveling to Mount Airy.
Oh, yeah.
So what you got on that one?
Well, Corvian Community is the number 5 seeded team, and they're 13-0, undefeated.
Yeah.
And they're going to the number 1 seeded Mount Airy Granite Bears. The Mount Airy Granite Bears are 13-0 and defending state champions. Now, I go back to last week playing a 3A defending state champion.
Mm-hmm.
Never underestimate them. They're good for a reason unless everybody graduated. And this one, Mount Airy is favored by only 5 points because Corvian Community has surprised a lot of people with their scores and their ability to play very good teams this year. I don't know what their secret is. They must recruit very well.
Oh, their secret's Mallard Creek.
Yeah.
That's their secret.
Yeah. And so I've got this one called a little bit different, maybe. I've got, let's see, that's a 1A. I've got Mount Airy Granite Bears 28, Corvian Community 21.
Okay, so Corvian, again, they come in averaging 45, giving up 8 points a game. Mount Airy's averaging 43, giving up 9, so they're close there. The strength for Corvian has been in their running game behind Cam Johnson. He has over 1,300 yards rushing, and they have another running back, Noah Best. He has just shy of 900 yards rushing on the season. When they do throw the ball, A.J. Jackson is their main wideout. He has 16 touchdowns, and on defense he has 6 interceptions. So they've got some athletes, Corvian has athletes. There's no doubt they'll be the most athletic team Mount Airy's faced this year. But now Mount Airy, they also run the ball. They have a good running back, Tayshawn Martin. He has over 2,200 yards on the ground, and he has 40 touchdowns this year on this season. They have a solid defense. DJ Joyce, he leads their defense. He has 16 sacks this year. 16, and he's a defensive lineman. He's 6'3", 230. I don't think this game is going to be like most people think. This isn't your city versus country. It's nothing like that type of kids. I think this will be strength and speed versus strength and speed, because both of them, I think, both of them have strength. Both of them have speed. They're evenly matched, and you could probably toss a coin up who wins this one. I'm going with Corvian Community on the road, 28-26. But I wouldn't be surprised if Mount Airy wins. But I'm gonna pick Corvian to win because, again, this is your North Mecklenburg County prep school to me, and I could be wrong there, but this is why Mallard Creek's not playing this week, because they're playing for the Cardinals.
Mount Airy has been there, defending state champions.
Yeah.
But their coach is now at Freedom.
Correct.
So this is a new coach.
Yeah. And that's another thing about, and I know we probably need to take a break here in a minute, but that's another thing about this area where Mount Airy is located. I had to go to a conference in Greensboro earlier this past week. And so as I'm riding up the road, you got Mount Airy, you got Reedsville, you got Dudley, you got Grimsley, you got East Forsyth, or the Forsyth County schools. You got the Guilford County schools. And it's like a lot of those teams are still playing, or a lot of them were ranked high in the seeding.
Yeah.
And it just makes you wonder, like, why didn't they play each other? Why didn't Mount Airy and Reedsville play each other? Why didn't Dudley and Grimsley play each other? It's just one of those things. It's like, why can't these schools lock horns? And we all know the reason.
Why doesn't West Lincoln play Burns?
Yeah, I mean, it's one of those things. It's like you're right there at each other. You both have your successful programs, but I didn't realize how much talent is in that one central. And I don't know, there may be miles and miles apart from each, or more. They can't be that far, because it's right there in that one spot there on 85. You go to, there were signs. Mount Airy, Reedsville was like, and then Greensboro, I was like, well, daggum, why don't they play each other? Because they're right here in each other's backyard. But it is what it is. So that's the 1A for the East and the West. And when we come back, JP, we're going to start the 2A and finish up with the 3A. So we'll be back here on the Witherspoon pregame show.
Check out the CF Moto All-Cylinder Sales Event at Full Throttle Power Sports in Lowell. Get financing as low as 0.99% or rebates up to $1,500. Event's not all. Get Honda bonus bucks. Get up to $1,000 on accessories or a Honda Care protection, or use it for your down payment. But that's not all. Ask about the Yamaha Holiday Let's Ride Sales Event. Get up to $2,000 in customer cash on select models. It's your choice at Full Throttle Power Sports, 100 Indian Walk in Lowell. Online at ncfullthrottle.com.
50% off. Now, everything in the big store, 50% off during the going out of business sale at Kurt's Premium Outlet, Eastridge Mall in Gastonia. Everything's got to go. Clothing, shoes, hardware, kitchenware, bath, toys, pet items, electronics, bedding furniture, home decor, appliances, and more. Do your Christmas shopping now and save 50%. Only at Kurt's Premium Outlet, going out of business sale. Kurt's Premium Outlet, Eastridge Mall on North New Hope Road in Gastonia. Merry Christmas to all from everyone at Legendary Ford in Forest City. May the star that shone bright on that first Christmas night guide your path to peace and happiness. We wish you every blessing as we celebrate this holiday season. We thank you for your business this past year, and we're looking forward to serving you and your automotive needs in 2025. Merry Christmas to all from Legendary Ford, 565 Oak Street in Forest City, online at legendaryford.com. At All Care Insurance Services, they take care of you. From auto to home to business, All Care Insurance can help. They've been helping North Carolinians save on their insurance since 1984. All Care Insurance Services is an independent insurance agency. They work for you, not the insurance carriers, finding you the best value on auto, home, and business insurance. Visit one of their offices near you. 220 West Dixon Boulevard in Shelby, 4835 Wilkinson Boulevard in Gastonia, and 7005 East Wilkinson Boulevard in Belmont. Online at goallcare.com.
Webb Chemical and Paper Company wishes you a happy holiday season and Merry Christmas. Webb Chemical and Paper is the place to go for all your disposable paper products, food storage containers, and janitorial and cleaning supplies. With great prices, great service, and products in bulk. They're conveniently located at 2500 West Dixon Boulevard in Shelby. Stop by and let their friendly staff assist you with all your paper and chemical product needs while they are registered for the $1,000 Christmas shopping spree giveaway. Call 704-482-4331 or check them out at webchemicalandpaper.com.
May the joy and peace of Christmas be with you all through the coming new year. We wish you a season of blessings from heaven above. Merry Christmas to everyone from Shelby Heating and Air, your carrier dealer in Shelby. May your world be filled with warmth and good cheer this holy season. We wish you a joy-filled Christmas. Merry Christmas to all from Shelby Heating and Air, 1990 Eves Road in Shelby.
Bridges Hardware, locally owned and operated in Kings Mountain, is one of Cleveland County's longest continuously operated businesses. Fully independent and family owned, they have the ability to make choices of how much and from whom they buy in their mission to deliver value and quality to their customers. In October, True Value filed for bankruptcy, but that in no way impacts Bridges Hardware's ability to continue providing the same quality goods and services that customers expect. So stop in for great service, value, and relationships that Bridges has delivered for nearly 140 years. Bridges Hardware at the corner of King and Chancellor Streets, Kings Mountain.
And we're back on the Witherspoon Insurance of Shelby pregame show with Kevin, Dennis, and Shannon. They're talking about some more of the football teams in the 1A.
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah, we were it just finished up 1A. And let me say this about Mount Airy, Dennis, before we go to the North Lincoln game.
Yeah.
I'm just going to say this. Their domination has ended in state championships because Daddy's coming to town because they're moving to 3A with Shelby.
Ooh.
I'm just kidding. I somebody told me to say that, and I said I would. Their domination ended the day the ADM
We're going to change your name
released.
to Steve Degree.
Yeah, Steve would like that. He would really like that. But so next we're going to do North Lincoln, jump to 3A. North Lincoln will be traveling up to Hickory, and what should be an interesting ball game.
Yeah, to say the least.
Yeah, what you think about this one?
Well, they've already played one time this year, and Hickory didn't show them any mercy. North Lincoln is the number 10 seed, which is a little low, I thought, for a team that was 12-1, but they didn't win their conference. Hickory did. So Hickory is the number 3 seed, which I thought was a little low for the undefeated state champion coming back. They were 13-0. So sometimes I don't know exactly how these rankings work. You know, we were talking about Irwin being the number 1 3A seed earlier.
Right.
And they only got beat 58-0 last week by West Charlotte. But North Lincoln at Hickory. Hickory's favored by 16. I'm not sure that I could go along with that. However, for all you North Lincoln fans, I have you scoring 28 and the Hickory Tornadoes 48. And the reason I do that is because what I saw last week. They are good, and they score quick.
Yeah.
Real quick.
Yeah, they got their quarterback going to Sanford, their receivers going to Duke. Talking about Hickory now, right?
Yep.
Yeah, so that's it's a tall task. North Lincoln's averaging 39. They're giving up 24, and in the playoffs they defeated North Davidson, West Henderson, and Ashbrook. But they got a good running back, a junior running back named Shannon Wingate. He's averaging over 150 yards per game, and he has 30 touchdowns on the year, and he's their bread and butter. But what's so impressive, Dennis, to me, is that they're not flashy. They're just going to line it up and just run it down your throat until you stop it. and then they're going to do something else. Probably another run, but they'll do something else. But they know how to find the end zone. And their only loss, again, was to Hickory back on October 2nd, and that was 60-25 score in that one. But now Hickory comes in. They defeated Tuscola, Statesville, and Crest. They gave up just 7 points against Tuscola and Statesville combined, but then last week gave up 48 to Crest and was losing pretty much most of the game until they had that big late in the second half, big turnaround. Quarterback Brody Stover, he has 38 touchdown passes, and running back Isaiah Lackey, he has 30 touchdowns rushing the ball. And, we had East Rutherford beat Reesville.
Yep.
And that shocked the world. But then we're going to get ready to shock it again.
Oh, no.
Yes.
No.
Yes, this is for, let's see, what is my listening? Terry, Trey, Ben, who else? Some other people. North Lincoln pulls off the win tonight in the upset of the year, 35-34. You gotta have the, I can't say this on the air. I'm not going to say that anyway, but you got to have the cojones to make a pick like that. North Lincoln is going to win this ball game.
All right. We'll be listening to the call-in game tonight, and you probably made one man happy, and we'll see if he calls in to give us a report on that game.
But no, and it's just all fun, but it's still, they're due. I mean, Coach Basil, it's hard to play him twice because he's a very good defensive coach. Now, will North Lincoln have the horses to be able to stop Hickory? Their best defense is going to be keeping that offense on the field, running that, triple option, however they're going to do it, but it's just long, sustaining drives and then get one stop. Just have one stop. And just every time you get the ball, score. Simple.
Well, what is it, the blue bone that they run?
Yeah, I don't know what it's the blue bone. Is that what it is, Kevin?
Well, that's what I called it since it's
because red bone. Yeah,
I know
it's good. I like it.
I know what Hickory runs. Fast.
Everything.
Fast.
They run fast and often.
Real fast.
Go. Everybody go.
Yeah.
What was it, the second play of the game? I mean, they fumbled on the first play, recovered it. Second play of the game, they go 69 yards for a touchdown.
Yeah. And again, Hickory, but now, in all seriousness, too, the winner of this game, now they're in for a treat next week. Whoever wins this game, now you're going to be in a dogfight next week, and with the West Charlotte Dudley winner. But again, I just like North Lincoln. They're not flashy, but they need to put those long sustaining drives together, and I think they can do it.
Well, I hope that made all our Lincoln County listeners very happy.
I can run for mayor.
And you're no longer welcome in Catawba County, by the way.
I've never lost anything up there. I'm not worried about that.
All right, let's.
Well, real quick, there's some matchups, so some final stats in the matchup between the two teams. Last time,
that was 2 years.
460 yards for Hickory, 329 passing, 131. What'd you say?
That was 2 years ago.
Oh, that's 2 years ago. Did it jump back on me? I'm sorry, folks. I was trying to show you some highlights and jump back on me. All right, well, never mind. I won't show you that one. So anyway,
now they did have 6 turnovers the first time they played Hickory too.
So what you guys got in this one?
I'm going North Lincoln 35-34.
Yeah, and I went with Hickory 48-28.
Yeah, that's this year's.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right, guys, y'all can just keep on moving across.
Okay, we can
if you want. Yeah, if you got anything else on this game. Real quick, I will show. I tell you what, while we're talking North Lincoln, I do got couple of North Lincoln highlights from last week's game, so let's do some of those real quick. Let's see. Let me get it up how I want it, so folks at home can watch along with us. We do have some highlights. Shannon, hit the computer button. Let's see if we get a little sound on this. There we go. All right, this is Landon AG. Made it 7-0 against Ashbrook on the option pitch to the right side. Corner doesn't get his option responsibilities until he's 2 yards in the end zone there for Ashbrook. I'm sure they watched that on the film. How about Landon AG got an interception after the touchdown a few plays later. Now we got one upside down video here. Shannon Ringate plows upside down. I think I actually had one of these saved, but there you go. I don't know how the camera ended up doing that, but we actually had more. I think maybe 2 of those. All right, number 13, North Lincoln scored again. This made it 20-0 in the second quarter, and they won 20-10. So that's all the scoring for them. And then Ashbrook scored later. That's another upside down highlight on that one. But yeah, that was real quick, 20-0, and then that was the end of that game, guys. So
Yeah.
all right, you can move on to some of the more other games there, Shannon. While I get everybody else going.
Let's just stay in 3A, Dennis. In the 3A West, we'll do. Do I need to cut this computer off? Computer button. All right. In the 3A West, Dennis, a big ball game. West Charlotte will be traveling up to Greensboro to play Dudley.
Oh yeah.
So what kind of?
I can tell you right now,
yeah.
it's going to be a slobber knocker. You've got number 8 West Charlotte at 10-2 against number 5 Dudley, 13-0. Dudley's favored by 2 points. And so in this game, I have Dudley winning 28-21.
28-21. Okay. Well, honestly, I think this game will be better than the ACC championship game tomorrow.
Yeah.
It'll be better than the Panthers-Eagle game on Sunday. This is one of these matchups you want that you kind of hope for every year you get, because this is going to be an unreal ball game. In the playoffs, West Charlotte has defeated Hunter Huss, West Rowan, and we mentioned a while ago, Irwin, and they've only given up 3 points total in those 3 games in the playoffs. They're averaging 42, giving up just 7 points a game for the season. Quarterback Jamori Nichols, he has 2,050 yards passing with 23 touchdowns. With numbers like these, you would think, West Charlotte would be the number 1 team in the 3A, but they're playing Dudley, a team that's probably better. And Dudley comes in averaging 47, giving up 1.6 points per game. Led by quarterback Jaquez Crawford, he has 2,064 yards passing. And they have 2 running backs, L.J. Southern and Jaden Brown, both have over 900 yards rushing. And they also have 3 wide receivers, Dennis, with over 900 yards receiving. So they're very potent on offense. In the playoffs, they've defeated Ashboro, A.C. Reynolds, and Robinson, and have given up 7 points total, and that was against Robinson. They shut the other 2 out. And Robinson was the team that beat Kings Mountain,
right.
pretty easily. This game, this game will be a track meet. You mentioned something like that a while ago, and there'll be trash talking. There'll be late hits. There'll be,
and some pretty good bands.
There'll be some really good bands. Even with all that going on, this will be a great ball game. I wish it was played tomorrow, because this is the kind of game you'd want to. Yeah, I think it would. You couldn't probably hold the people if it was played Saturday up there.
Yeah.
I'm going with Dudley at home. I think they win this one 30-24 over West Charlotte. And again, just the fireworks are going to be incredible up there tonight. That'll be a great ball game. And like I said, the winner of that game plays the winner of Hickory and North Lincoln. I don't know which one would win, where they would go, but anyway, so that's your 3A. If you want to do the 3A East real quick, if you want to talk about that, we can. In the eastern side of the bracket, we have the Jacksonville Cardinals at number 12 going to the Havelock Rams. What do you have on those?
Well, number 12 seed Jacksonville is 11-1. They're always tough down there.
Yeah.
And they and Havelock are just sort of like Shelby and Crest. They bang heads all the time.
Right.
Havelock's the number 1 seed. They're 12-1, and Havelock is favored by 6. We have a history of having played Havelock many times in the past. My only suggestion to Havelock is don't do any TikTok videos.
Don't make a rap song.
Yeah, and send it to the opposing players, because you might get beat.
You gotta get thumped.
But anyway, in this case, the final score in this one for me, I've got Havelock 32, Jacksonville 28.
All right. So, yeah, these 2 teams you mentioned, they are close to each other. They're probably right at each other's backyard, very close down there near the near the Wilmington. Jacksonville, yeah, coming at number 12 because they obviously didn't win the conference. Havelock is your big, playing at home, they're going to be tough, and they always are. I think it'll be a good ball game. I think it's going to be like a 35-21 type game, and I've got Havelock winning that one at home. Now your next one is a very interesting ball game. J.H. Rose will be traveling to face 71st down at Fayetteville.
You're talking about the number 30 seed J.H. Rose.
That is the one. So what do you foresee happening in this one?
Well, number 30 seed J.H. Rose, 5-8. we talked about this earlier before the show came on as to why J.H. Rose might be 5-8 and in the fourth round of the playoffs, so I'll let you handle that. And we've got number 2 seed 71st, which is a perennial powerhouse in football down there, and they show that by being 13-0 this year. 71st is favored by 29 points. But I guess you know some stuff that some people don't know, and so I want you to share that with us. I'll give you my score here. I've got J.H. Rose 28, 71st 44.
So, as far as knowing what other people don't, I probably don't know. Only I can speculate, because if you're number 30 seed and you're playing this is the fourth round of the playoffs, obviously you've had either kids come back who were hurt, or something that could be the only reason. And as you mentioned, they barely got in.
Yeah,
they barely got in the playoffs, and now they're making the most of it. I think that's what it was. It's got to be, because there's no way they could have gotten better just like that. I mean, that quick. I like. I'm a. Why not ride that horse till he knocks you off? I'm gonna
go
say
ahead,
J.H.
stick
Rose.
that neck out.
Yeah, J.H. Rose. They've done everything. They've beaten all the teams they've put in front of them. So I'm gonna say they're gonna.
Shannon, is this
what?
Were they forfeits, or
I don't know.
how do you make the playoffs at 3-8?
I don't know,
Because they've won 3 straight games.
unless they had illegal players.
No, that's what I'm saying. They've won 3 straight games, so they came into the playoffs at
2-8.
Something changed. Something changed, Kevin.
Or
Did
they were
they
8
get
and
players
5 is
back?
What happened, or 5? Well, they put it this way: first 5 games of the season were losses.
Yeah. How bad losses?
They look pretty bad.
All by 6 points.
Well, it's like
13-7, 47-40, 42-36, and then they did get blown out by Hoggard and Jacksonville.
So they played Jacksonville before.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
What was
That's
the score in that one?
50-20. 50-20. It looks like.
Yeah, Jacksonville 53-20 over the Rose Rampants. But
yeah, maybe they figured it out. I don't know. I just I'm thinking that they had players hurt or kids moved in.
Quarterback switch.
Yeah, but that don't explain the 2-8 making the playoffs.
You're right.
That's what I'm saying. So they
especially the 30 seed.
So I don't have. Yeah, so
I don't know. That's interesting.
Road Warriors.
That's the 3A, ain't it?
That's
Yeah.
They should
3A.
have plenty of schools that had more wins than that.
Well, you
I don't know.
got
Stuart
right there
Cramer
in
had
that
4.
area. You would have
Stuart
had
Cramer had 4.
Havelock, New Bern, Jacksonville. There's some pretty tough teams right there in that little area where they're at. And
Well,
you don't-
J.H. Rose is in Greenville. That's up there, near Wilson and yeah, I don't know. I don't know how they got in, but I know it happened a few years ago. We was talking about this a while ago with Burlington Cummings when they played in the playoffs, like in the early 2000s. They had their record was awful. They either had hurt players that come back or they had players they had to forfeit some games, but they still got in the playoffs. But then they were extremely
33
good.
teams in the East.
Oh yeah, could be it. That could be it too.
I don't know what else to say.
Yeah.
That's my best guess. All right, we were going to go to a break a minute ago, and both of our board ops are eating fish. And speaking of fish,
Yeah, I looked over and I didn't see JP's
there's nobody
hat.
in there. So yeah,
Well, wait a minute. I hope they didn't eat it all.
Both of our board ops.
Did you eat all the fish, JP?
Are in there eating fish. So speaking of fish, you can get your pregame meal on Friday night, 3 p.m. to 8 p.m. from Pete's Fish Box here in Cherryville. I'm going to bring up their Facebook page for you folks here to see at home, so we can look at some fish here on their feed. Tonight's a Pete's Fish Box. That's a seafood broil. They've got those for the folks that like those. Of course, flounder fillet, catfish, perch, fantail shrimp, more. Fridays are frog leg Fridays, folks. Hush puppies, french fries, baked potatoes, devil crabs, tartar sauce, and more. Lot of fish sandwiches, just like the lot of burgers here in Cherryville. Get you a lot of fish sandwich from Pete's Fish Box. You can have flounder, perch, catfish, Alaskan white, or even a lotta shrimp sandwich, folks. A lot of shrimp sandwich. Don't miss that out. Pete's Fish Box, Wednesday through Saturday, 3 p.m. to 8 p.m., 704-802-4015, drive-through, walk-up window, cash only, or you can DoorDash if you have to. KTCBroadcasting.com. We'll be right back, JP.
From the KTC Broadcasting Weather Center, here's your forecast for Cleveland and Gaston counties. Clear skies tonight, the low around 19. Sunshine on Saturday, the high near 48. Clear for Saturday night, the low 25. Sunny and warmer on Sunday with a high of 57. Showers likely late Sunday night after midnight, the low around 41. Mostly cloudy on Monday with showers likely and a high of 57. From the KTC Broadcasting Weather Center, I'm Johnny Cottle for WOHS and WCSL.
At Christmas time, all roads lead to home. At Witherspoon Insurance Agency, hope your Christmas is a homecoming for you and your family. It is Christmas in the heart that keeps Christmas in the air all year long. We bring you best wishes for the coming year. Have a Merry Christmas. This wish from everyone at Witherspoon Insurance Agency, located at 125 North Washington Street in Shelby, online at witherspooninsurance.com.
Currently from the KTC Broadcasting Studios, it's
6:40, and the temperature is 33 degrees.
The Pete's Fish Box food truck is ready to roll. That's right. Pete's Fish Box now is a food truck and will come to your special event. Just give them a call at 704-802-4015. That's 704-802-4015. Give Pete's Fish Box a try. You're going to love it. My favorite is the salt and pepper catfish. Also perch, flounder, chicken tenders, and Friday is Frog Leg Friday. Walk up or drive through Pete's Fish Box, 116 West 1st Street in Cherryville. Open 3 to 8 p.m. Wednesday through Saturday. That's Pete's Fish Box in Cherryville. Golden Solutions Insurance wants to remind you that open enrollment is just around the corner, and now is the time to choose the insurance that's right for you. For example, are you a retired school teacher? Your enrollment period is September 30th through October 25th. Also for ages 65 and up, or if you are under 65 and disabled, your enrollment period is October 15th through December 7th. Call Claudia Vaughn today at Golden Solutions Insurance in Shelby, 704-477-1426, located at 231 East Marion Street in Shelby. It's time to get your Christmas pre-orders in now at Red Bridges Barbecue Lodge in Shelby. Instead of cooking, spend more time with your family and let Red Bridges Barbecue do the work. Call your order in today at 704-482-8567. Again, 704-482-8567. Also, ask about a barbecue gift bag for only $25. It makes a perfect Christmas gift for everyone. Again, pre-order now. Pickup is Sunday, December 22nd between 8 a.m. and 12 noon. Red Bridges Barbecue Lodge, 2000 East Dixon Boulevard in Shelby. Online at bridgesbbq.com. Red Bridges Barbecue will be closed December 25th and 26th for Christmas. Tune in for Down Home with Milton Baker, Monday through Friday from 9 to 11 o'clock on Carolina Country WCSL, 92.9 FM, 1590 AM, and online at ktcbroadcasting.com.
And we're back on Witherspoon Insurance or Shelby pregame show with Kevin, Shannon, and Dennis. They're beginning talking about a few more of the teams around the area. As you know, this week is the round 4. So we have 16 of our games are going to be broadcasted. So that's what going on this week. I was trying.
Yeah. You did good, JP. We're proud of you. Welcome back to the pregame show, brought to you by Witherspoon Insurance of Shelby, witherspooninsurance.com. All right, where are we at, Shannon? What are we on?
We are
2A?
getting ready to do 2A, yeah.
We'll start the 2A East then. We got Kinston at Whiteville and Keenan at Northeastern. Dennis, what you got on those matchups?
All right. The James Keenan team is a number 12 seed. They're 12-1. They must have finished second in their conference to be that low. And you got number 1 Northeastern, which is 13-0. So between the two teams, they've only lost one game. Yet Northeastern is favored by 13 in that one. And I'm looking here at the results of that one. And I have got Northeastern 24, Keenan 14.
Yeah, I agree with you. I think Northeastern, being the number 1 seed, again, not knowing much about these two teams, I think they will have the advantage. And matter of fact, I think I have heard stuff about Northeastern, how they're really good this year. So, they'll win this one easy. I'm going to say 35-14.
I'm looking at Keenan lost by 3 points is all they lost by.
To who?
To Wallace Rose Hill.
Oh.
So
Okay.
Keenan lost by 3 points. Was their only loss. So there's your matchup there. Who'd you say? Y'all done with that one? Y'all ready for that one? Okay.
Yep.
I wanted to make sure I was doing it right. All right. So we got the other matchup will be Kinston at Whiteville. And
Yeah.
Dennis, what you got in that one?
Two good baseball teams.
Yep.
Actually, Whiteville plays their football on their baseball field. The last time I was there, I don't know if
Really?
it changes when Bessemer went down. Jerville, it was a few years ago. If anybody could, figure this out in their head, believe it or not, Whiteville was in the West.
Yeah. It's the number of schools that qualify.
So they had Whiteville in the West, which was 30 minutes from the ocean. So I don't know. I guess there were 17 teams between us and the ocean, Dennis?
Yeah. You ever heard of Otis Nixon?
Yeah.
He used to play for the Braves, but he played there at Whiteville.
Well, I had to go down there and broadcast down there in that game, and it was still on. They did.
And
the
you probably
football.
went on to the beach and spent the night.
We did.
Yeah, okay.
That's how close. It was way closer than here.
Short trip home.
The beach. If the beach is closer than your school, that you're not in the West. I'm going to tell you that. So they had them in the West. Bessemer and Cherville both had to travel down there, and we took care of those. And so either way, Whiteville is now a 2 seed in the Eastern 2A playoffs. Dennis, what you got there on those?
Well, I've got Kinston, a number 9 seed. They're 9-4. And you've got Whiteville, which is, as you mentioned, the number 2 seed at 12-1. They've got Whiteville winning by 11 points in this one. I'm going to go this way. I'm going to go with Whiteville, 34, and Kinston, 24.
Yeah, I agree with you. I think Whiteville will win this game. But you're talking about baseball. The same thing happened with football. They were like early parts of 2000. They had to travel 1 week to play either Brevard or Swannanoa, one of the two.
Yeah.
And then go back home. Next week they had to come back and play at Shelby. Now that was a Friday after Thanksgiving. So yeah, the way they had it back then didn't make any sense. But yeah, I think Whiteville would be the better team here and the better matchup, because I think a lot of people are looking forward to that Northeastern Whiteville matchup next week.
Here's your funny, speaking of matchups, here's your funny seeding or abnormal seeding. I don't know how this worked out. Whiteville's only loss this year was to James Keenan.
Yeah.
And Whiteville's got the 2 seed. Keenan's at the 12. Keenan's only lost. It was Wallace Rose Hill, who I think is a 3A school. And so Whiteville lost to Keenan. They're the 2 overall seed, who a team whose only loss is a 3A school is the 12 seed, and they beat that team. So
Well, we mentioned baseball, but there's a little basketball
pretty good at basketball.
played down there. Remember a guy named Jerry Stackhouse?
Brandon Ingram.
Yeah. Anyway, and the sports writer down in Kinston, Brian Hanks, used to be the sports writer in Shelby.
Yeah.
Say hello to Brian. But anyway, Kinston is 9-4. Whiteville is 12-1. Whiteville is favored by 11 points, and I'm going in that game with Whiteville 34 and Kinston 24.
Okay. Already gave mine.
Okay.
I repeated.
Are we
I
ready
was going to say, I'm living deja vu.
Are we ready for the West?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. In the West, the 13 seed Forest Hills Yellow Jackets faces the Brevard Blue Devils. Dennis, what you got in this one?
Okay.
2A West, folks.
2A West. Forest Hills is a 13 seed. The record's 10-3. They go to number 9 Brevard, which is 10-2. Brevard is favored by 9 points up there. I would have to say that I would go along with that. Brevard 28, Forest Hills 21.
Yeah, I didn't think this game would happen. I thought Forest Hills would lose to Salisbury last week.
Yep.
And I thought East Rutherford would take care of Brevard, but I think we both did.
Yep.
And we were both wrong on that one. But Forest Hill, they beat Salisbury 38-31. They were losing until late in the second half. They're averaging 32, giving up 16. They have a quarterback, Zach Dilworth, who's thrown for over 2,400 yards this year. And have a good running back named Rodney Smith. He's rushed for over 1,000 yards. Brevard, as we know, beat East Rutherford 42-6. And that now I did say earlier in the year that Brevard was going to be a tough team coming out of the mountains, but again, we thought East Rutherford would beat them. But the Blue Devils are led by the quarterback Benjamin Kessinger. He has over 1,100 yards passing, and Braylon Thompson with 1,083 yards rushing, averaging 39, giving up 14. You know, I think this will be a close game. I think obviously I think Forest Hills is going to be they'll be more athletic, they'll be faster. I think they'll be able to control that Brevard offense better, and I've got them winning. I think it'll be a close game. I've got it 35-31 Forest Hills.
Well, whatever you say, Forest Hills doesn't have any white squirrels. Brevard does.
Brevard does. That's right. Yeah.
Okay. Well, that brings us to this other game. Shannon, do you want to excuse yourself from that one?
Real quick note on this Forest Hills. Their last loss was October 4th, and that was to Monroe, 34-9. They got beat by Ashbrook 29-13. If it gives you any idea on that, so there you go for the Forest Hills at Brevard.
Speaking of Monroe, Kevin.
Yep, they're at Shelby tonight on WHS 101.5 FM, 1390 AM, KDCBroadcasting.com. Brent Basco, Jeff Jones has the broadcast. Brian Free should hopefully have some sideline highlights for us if everything works out. We'll see how that goes. But, all right, Dennis, what you got on that one? Shelby Golden Lions tonight.
Well, Shannon, I hope you get a chance to slip over there and see this because you got the number 3 seed of Monroe taking on the number 2 seed of Shelby, which is actually now, since a team that shall remain nameless got beat by East Rutherford. Shelby is actually the de facto number 1 seed. So you've got the 3 playing the 2. Monroe is 12-0. Shelby is 11-2. I think probably I'm going to give the advantage to Shelby on strength of schedule because they play Crest, they play Burns, they play Kings Mountain, and I'm not sure that Monroe has anybody like that on their schedule, although they're a very good team. You mentioned earlier they just sent a guy who announced that he's going to sign with Michigan as a D1 cornerback. This guy is supposed to be good, supposed to intercept a lot of passes, tremendous speed, which you could say that about most of the Monroe team, except for one thing. This kid got $1 million to go to Michigan. Yeah. Or so I've been told.
That's the rumor.
So I've been told.
That's the rumor.
I don't know anything about that. He probably had to take a pay cut from Monroe to get there. Anyway, long story short, Monroe's favored by 12. I don't want to break yours and Steve DeGree's heart. Monroe's favored by 12. I have deliberately not put a score down on paper here. I like Shelby at home. They have a tradition. They have a very good football team. Monroe has a very good stable of athletes, and I mean a stable of them. They've got, top to bottom, great players, and their coach is he's a headhunter. He's something else. So, what it boils down to, Shannon, is who am I picking? I like the history of Shelby. I like the talent of Monroe. I think this game is going to be a shootout at the OK Corral. And I'm going with Shelby. 34 points. And Monroe, 42 points. Sorry about that, Steve DeGree.
Okay. Jordan Young, I think, is the kid, the kid from Monroe that we were talking about a while ago. He is a good ball player. He is a very good defensive back. But the thing about that a lot of people misunderstand is that just because you have a kid that's going to Michigan doesn't automatically make you a better football team. Ask Reedsville, they got a kid going to Oregon, and he's getting ready to play basketball tonight.
I'm not sure he'll end up at Oregon.
I don't care where he ends up, tell you the truth. But anyway, if you follow any football talk on social media, you have a lot of people already looking to the next week's matchup between Monroe and the winner of Forest Hills and Brevard. A lot of people are saying it's going to be Monroe and Forest Hills. But it seems like every time Monroe comes into Cleveland County, they have a team that's very good, and that's true for this year. They are very good. But every time, again, they come into Cleveland County for a playoff game, they're starting basketball the next week. Both Shelby and Burns have sent them on early in previous years, but anything can happen. Anything can happen. Those were different teams, obviously. But Monroe comes in averaging 52, giving up 7. They have a quarterback named Keegan Chambers. He has 1,500 yards passing, and he's pretty good. He's one of those that can run and throw. And they have 2 good running backs, Zion Lindsay and Namir Kendall, both over 700 yards on the ground. So a nice 1-2 punch there. They defeated T.W. Andrews. They defeated Burns in the second round, and then they defeated West Stokes last week to get to this game. Now, Shelby comes in averaging 43, giving up 12 points a game. Lions have a quarterback named Land Farmer, and they also have a running back, Jalen Tate. And these two out of the backfield they complement each other very well. And in the playoffs, Shelby's defeated Moorhead Maiden and last week the community school at Davidson. This defense from Shelby has only allowed 7 points in the playoffs. Monroe's defense has given up 35. The kicking game, I think, will be important in this game too. Those PATs are very important when you get this late in the playoffs. And this game will be a battle. And Dennis, you gave your prediction. I'm going to say come Saturday or even Monday, it will be the Monroe coaches saying helmets to the left, shoulder pads to the right. Shelby wins this one at home with 35-27.
Well, you could be correct on that one. You said you stuck your neck out a little bit on one earlier. I stuck my neck out a little bit on that one.
I stuck mine a little bit farther out on North Lincoln than you did with Monroe.
Going against the home folks, but yeah. I will say this. Shelby's had a good year.
Oh, yeah.
They did not start off in a power position, but they, like Shelby, typically they have improved over the years and have turned out to have a very fine year with some good players. And we'll have a continuation of that next year.
Oh, yeah. They're not
Farmer
losing many.
Will be back.
Yeah. Farmer will be back. The running back will be back. The receiving core will be back. They're not – everybody said Shelby's year's next year.
And you mentioned Burns and Shelby.
Yeah.
But in the way past, they've also been and played Crest.
Yeah.
And they actually beat Crest, I think, if my memory serves me correct.
Monroe did?
Yeah.
Okay. I don't remember that one. But
that's been several years ago.
And again, I know we had fun with this today, but I know we got a few minutes left before we go to the fields. But it's still, you've got teams like North Lincoln had a successful year this year.
Oh, yeah.
And that's something that hadn't really happened here in the recent past. So that congratulations to them. You had Coach Bowman up at Cherryville. His first year coming into the season, he had a successful year and about won that first playoff game. You're just just a play away from winning that one. You had Coach Short at Bessemer, same way. So you've had a lot of good teams do some good things. And Phil Russ at East Rutherford, hats off to them, what they did and what he's done with that program up there, bringing it back from the dead, basically. And so, there's a lot of good football around here. There will continue to be a lot of good football, competitive football. But the thing is, next year, and we may be back next week too. I'm not saying that, but it's the thing is, next year is going to be a very interesting when it comes to conferences and how all that now starts to shape up.
Classifications are going to change. Typically, we think that Crest and Kings Mountain will not be in the same conference. They'll still play.
Yeah.
As Shelby and Crest play, although they're not going to be in the same conferences. I think the question is, will Shelby and Burns be in the same conference?
Yeah, and what's going to happen, like that conference now, what's going to happen with Cherryville, Bessemer, Thomas Jefferson, and East Gaston? Where are those schools going to go? And it's still, because they're not really – there were really not many to play from them. I mean, there's not many teams around here that I think Coach Pruitt said the closest school to Cherryville is where? Up in the mountains somewhere,
Avery
right?
County.
Yeah, Avery County. So it'll be interesting next year.
All right, boys, that's going to be it for today's show. Thanks for listening and tuning in to what's hopefully not the last Witherspoon Insurance pregame show of the year, but if it is, we want to thank Witherspoon Insurance and the gang, everybody over there for taking care of us during the pregame shows. As always, also our Pete's Fish Box pregame sponsor here in Cherryville. You can listen to tonight's ball games 4 different ways each game. KDC Broadcasting is your first way. YouTube's your second way. Then North Lincoln and Hickory will be on 92.9 FM and 1590 AM. Shelby and Monroe, 1390 AM, 101.5 FM. For Dennis Davis, Shannon Allen, and JP, John Prather. I'm Kevin Hastings. We'll see you guys in 30 minutes for the Red Zone. We're going to send you out to the studio. We're going to send you out for the folks on WHS right now to Shelby for Brent Pasco and Jeff Jones. See you guys next week, KCBroadcasting.com.
Before you buy insurance, call and
Man, I only do things incredible can, 'cause I am the seed of a chosen breed. You don't see